Hello, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I'm joined by Mr. Lank and Mr. Sam again. Once again, do you want to say hi, both of you?
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, we are back for the 7th episode of Ahsoka and the penultimate one as we move in towards the end of the first season. I know that will bring about mixed feelings from certain people, especially on this call, but there you go. Yeah, we will be running through the 7th episode, as I said, Dreams of Madness, title of the episode. And without further ado, I guess we'll get into the events of the show.
Yep.
So I'll lead the way on this one this time. Yeah, so basically we kick off and we're in the New Republic court. And as the previous episode stated, Acer has been brought in for questioning over her, I guess, for lack of a better word, rogue mission that she went on. And they're basically arguing, and she's clashing with Senator, is it Zion? Or whatever his name is, the dad from...
Yeah, Senator Dickhead.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, they're arguing. She's like, there's an Imperial remnant, Morgan Elizabeth, like, bringing back thrawn. He's like, I object to that. I plead the fifth. All that. Exactly. And then Captain Tega chimes in with another reference, because, you know, Dave Filoni and Star Wars references, and he references the Mandalorian.
First one episode, about 4 minutes in.
He's like, Moff Gideon wasn't acting alone, and he was like, yeah, he was. And then, yeah, but, I mean...
Moff Gideon on Mandalore, wasn't it?
Yeah, but if you look at... We covered that episode, but if you look back to that, he wasn't acting alone. He had the Shadow Council, and he was all like, you know, the whole objective of the Shadow Council was to bring thrawn back, but
yeah, there
we go. And then he throws his toys out the pram, and he's very much like, right, I want a court-martial. She dare speak against me. And yeah, do you want to take it up, Lank, on the next cameo that we get in the scene? I'll take that as a no.
Oh God! I just wanna like, before I blow my brains out because of this next cameo, I just want to say, do you think the fucking Captain Knobhead is sort of double agent, or do you think he's just really that stupid?
Who, Captain Senator Zeno?
I reckon he's just really.
Because again, it's the whole there's no evidence, so he can't be coming back. Like, Palpatine, the Sith can't be rising again because Siths don't deal in absolute. So shit, right?
Palpatine just returned.
Exactly. I will say though, that is how the New Republic falls though. It's bureaucratic incompetence.
Bureaucracy.
Yeah, well, it's the same with Jedi, isn't it? Oh, we can't see the future; it's clouded in darkness. But hey, the Sith aren't coming back. But yeah, I just felt that he was pretty, what's the word? Persistent in his denial of any return.
He's very defensive.
Even though, very defensive. Even though everyone else sort of were just like, maybe she's got a point if she's willing to go through with this. But he's like, no. Yeah, and then we get yet another reference, and probably I don't know what kind of class this as the worst part of the series. Pretty much 3PO shows up. C3PO with a message, or pretty much a message from Leia. So yeah.
You just get choked by Darth Vader or something?
No, I just hung myself. Like, I like Dave Filoni, but like small amounts, Dave. Little ones. You know, when you get stuff shoved in your face, it's not fun. But like little sprinkles, it's good.
I will say though, do you not think that's better than an awful CGI Leia?
I don't think. I really don't understand why we had either of them. In my notes, I put in capitals, "Fuck me, it's 3PO." So I wasn't best happy, but after episode 5 and 6, the season peaked at episode 4. Let's just leave it there.
I like 5 better, but
I was hoping for R2 as well, but.
Yeah. Oh God! If R2 would have been there, I would have screamed until I had passed out.
It was good having C-3PO though, because he's just like I'm pretty sure he's been in like more Star Wars projects than any other character at this point. He must
I think
have.
he has. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, pretty much. But that doesn't mean we need him.
The films.
But yeah, I liked also. Did you notice that like Chopper had his own seat at the table? Like just the droids just sat there, and I'm just like,
yeah. Because Captain Nobed said something is just a droid or something along those lines, and Chopper started getting uppity, and Carson had to calm him down.
yeah, a bit xenophobic.
Start throwing me about.
Yeah, it was quite funny. I did like that bit. We're like, "What, you dickhead?"
Right, but anyways,
rarely ever get to see any of Chopper in this series, and when you do, it's a treat.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why he's not in it more, because he was a big part of Rebels. But anyway.
Because this is the Ahsoka series.
Yeah, because we can't have good characters all the time. Hence why we barely see Bale and Skull or fucking the beautiful Shin Hati.
I still think we're saying Shin Hati sounds weird. I'm just gonna refer to it as Shin from here on out.
Okay.
But anyway, C-3PO pops in, he interrupts. He makes his grandstand of I object, and he's like, actually, Leia did authorize this dodgy rogue mission. We just didn't tell anybody. My bad. And he's not happy about it, but he kind of gets like outranked in a sense, and he's like, whatever. And then
pretty much.
Mon Mothma's like, it's all adjourned, and then she's like, she didn't call anything, did she? Like, she has just bailed you out one, and they're like, yeah, pretty much. But yeah, and then it flashes to Ahsoka.
You forgot title screen. Bang! Title screen. Ahsoka, episode 7.
Dreams of Madness. Apologies.
Yeah, sort of saved us from saved us from 3PO's madness.
Are we just doing frame by frame at this point? And then frame 907 did this. But yeah,
I always say fucking thing.
I said at the start. Anyway, we pop in Ahsoka, and she's doing some training like we saw Sabine previously. But yeah, she's doing, and then we see another Hayden Christensen cameo. Always welcome sight, and it's basically him in the Clone Wars form, and he's teaching her a lesson. And it's
in hologram form.
Yeah, in hologram form, and he basically she explains that Anakin recorded a load of like hologram recordings for her to watch in part of her training, and this was the last one that she's practicing. It's very reminiscent.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Go on. I was just gonna say it was very, very reminiscent of Tales of the Jedi, where we find out that Anakin prepared Ahsoka for Order 66 by making her practice was the 501st, but not in the way that some of the memes say it. In a different type of practice was the 501st. You know what I mean?
No comment here. I played the 5th. Yeah, so I think she said there were about 20 odd projections, weren't there? Right, you said there were. It's always nice to see Hayden actually get quality fucking dialogue for once. Which yeah. I like it. More of Hayden, please. But I feel like that might be it now. I think that's the game over unless there's some sort of I don't know.
I don't know where the finale is going to go at this point. So anything's possible.
Yeah, true.
Any thoughts, Sam, on the whole Ahsoka training scene, or? Had any thoughts on the whole Ahsoka training sequence and the whole seeing Anakin again? Or is it just...
No, you covered my thoughts on it. I think.
I see. Great minds.
The whole returning of Hayden, because we all love to see Hayden.
We need a live action Clone Wars. We just do.
We do, but
I know, but
not
then
not a series.
Yeah, if we had a live action Clone Wars, then like we'd have to see 40-year-old apprentice even more, which hurts, but like because it's Hayden, it's like acceptable.
My thing with that is the fans would find a way to fix the bad CGI post release. Eventually it'd all work out. Like you just gotta give them the building blocks. The Star Wars fans are the most resourceful fans out there. They will go to the arms and lengths to make things possible. But anyway, and then it cuts to Ahsoka. They're dropping out of hyperspace, and Huyang basically tells her that the whales are slowing down. They're coming to the end of their trip, and they drop out of hyperspace, and then you hear like banging, and they're like, I wonder what's happening out here. And my initial thought was, the starfighters are like shooting them down, or the chimera is shooting them down, or whatever. But yeah, the big whale, the big boss man, opens his mouth. They fly out, and it turns out they're in an Imperial minefield. My first thought was, how the fuck did they manage to do that? In like, I can't imagine they were given a lot of time between the last episode and the next episode. So I'm like, when did they do the minefield?
We also have to look at the whole when he Thrawn first returned. Oh, we have scarce resources. Yeah, they've covered the planet in a mile-long minefield. Oh, it's just lazy, right? It's just lazy at this point.
Borderline purple lady logic. But
rest in peace.
I just don't understand why they didn't just have a few fighters waiting for them or something.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Instead of a big mass, But
anyway, they managed to make their way through the minefield. They navigate the minefield.
Yes, just quickly jumping in. The rest of it means Ahsoka and Huyang. The rest of the Purgles then shoot back up into
they're like
hyperspace.
Yeah, like, ain't nobody got time for this, and they did.
Yeah.
The minefield is fully focused on them. Man, know that it managed to hit the Purgles so easily, but when it's just Ahsoka, not a single mine manages to hit them. But plot armor and all.
Smaller target.
Judge me by my size, do not.
Yeah, smaller target compared to the size of the Purgle and Ahsoka's T6 class Jedi shuttle.
True.
There's a big difference.
And she's
got the Purgles took him like a champ.
Oh, they did. I was so sad. I was like, we're gonna get Purgle death, because I know the whole thing is they're at the end of their life. I was like, nah, they're gonna start dropping like flies, but now them fuckers are out of there. They do not want to.
Did you looking back on it? Do you think it's to prevent open-endedness of Thrawn's destroyed, how will they get back, and let's get the Purgles. Do you think it adds a bit of why didn't they just take the Purgles, sort of thing? It adds a bit of jeopardy and a bit of plot armor to they all have to go back, or no one goes back because the Purgles aren't around anymore.
I'll get into it later, but I think it might actually be the complete opposite of that.
Okay.
But I'll touch on that in a bit on thoughts for the finale. But so they navigate the minefield, as Lank said, and they manage to escape. And then the fighters come out of nowhere that I mentioned before. That I'm just like, where have they been sitting?
There's 4 of them because resources are scared. But hey, planet-sized minefield.
One thing I've yet to understand is thrown out of TIE fighters and TIE interceptors and all that, because I've yet to see them.
Yeah.
The same with the TIE pilots as well.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Because even on the planet, I was going to say even on the planet they're not using them. Go. I was going to say even on the planet they're not using them. They're not using them for
they're using Shin's and Balin's fighters basically.
Yeah. I think that might lend more of a credence of what Sam said, looking at the pilots. The whole are they all dark magic side, sort of what he said about the stormtroopers might have maybe not been stormtroopers.
Coming to your point with the night troopers, obviously later in the episode we saw a few get absolutely blasted, and they didn't turn into night system magic.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But again, why, like you said, why all the red? Pun not intended. Why all the red tape?
For the past over 20 years,
the armor's deteriorated.
They've just been deteriorated, and it's just a bunch of old men fighting.
What's that?
Maybe.
An army of the undead, but they're not actually dead.
Yeah. What's this, Lord of the Rings?
But anyway, they hide in the debris field to get away from the fighters. And then we have a nice, the first cameo of Thrawn in the episode. He, chilling in his big, I don't know if is he on the Star Destroyer at this point, or is he just below it? I think he's just below it at the temple.
He's just below it with not the sisters, with Morgan, is it?
Morgan Elizabeth.
Evil Witch Lady.
Yeah, Evil Witch Lady by
that's all.
Lank's reference. Yeah.
Let's keep it simple.
We'll have a key at the end that just says evil witch lady, hot sexy emo dark wizard girl. But yeah.
Lank talk, understanding Lank
So
talk.
then, yeah, is it Enoch? Enoch tells him.
Enoch?
Captain Enoch.
Captain Enoch tells him Ahsoka. Well, a Jedi starfighter has appeared, and he's like, Ahsoka Tano survived. And then Enoch walks in. He's like, no, Morgan Elizabeth walks in. And I was like, here's all the here's the profile of her. We've done some scouting. We sent the scouts out. Here's the scouting report.
No, here's
76 pace.
Here's all the information from the Inquisitorius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember that before Obi-Wan and Cal Kestis broke into that and nearly destroyed it? But yeah, and then we learn the truth that and he is Anakin Skywalker, is the master of Ahsoka Tano.
Yep.
And
Thrawn's quite surprised by that.
He is, but this scene pissed me off a little bit because he's like, like her master's all like dangerous, and he's like quite cunning and all that shit. But I was just like, the better reaction would have just had him like just look at it and just smile and just know, and he's like, I know.
Yeah, well, at the same time, I thought it were a bit like it were a bit shocked, but at the same time, it were like sort of cunning. He already had something in mind for what he wanted to do around Raz.
But for me, like, it's a missed opportunity. Just have him like look up and smile, and it's just that would have been so more like impactful than him going, "Oh, like this is what we need to do to stop." And it's just missed opportunity in my eyes. And then,
speaking of eyes, they are definitely CG.
Yeah, and speaking of eyes again, we pop to Sabine and Ezra catching up, and I can't get over Ezra's eyes. They just don't look human.
It's not just me. The blueness.
Yeah, they look.
Yeah.
They look ethereal. Like, they just don't look real.
Yeah, I kept on looking at all episode, and I was like,
I know people talk about the blue eye stare, and he definitely has it, but like they're too blue. They're so fake. It's not like.
The thing is, you look at Shin, because Shin's got blue eyes. They're like natural looking, but his are like they look like it's weird. Yeah, it's really unnatural blue.
They've taken the character from the cartoon and took it too literally. It's the problem.
Yeah.
But anyway.
No, go on, keep going.
I was just gonna carry on, and they're basically catching up. And Sabine is.
We're catching up, hanging about with the rock filler things. Yawn.
Yeah, the little turtley boys, the wind and the willow. I'm sticking with the wind and the willow. There's
always got to be one fucking stupid little animal that annoys everyone.
I like them. They're fun.
Fucking.
They add so much to the episode.
Did they?
Don't.
Yes.
They really don't.
Apart from being shields.
True.
Adding comic relief because they pop out and throw things.
To be fair, mate, I don't.
Things.
What is their armor made?
What's funny about it?
No, it's not. It's just die. Please die. Please slaughter them. Where is Anakin on Tatooine with the Tusken Raiders? Please, someone.
Just walks out and massacres them.
But the Rogue One hallway scene.
Yes, that what this man said. Please, I just want carnage.
Ezra and Sabine catching her. Sabine's being quite cute with her details. He's asking a lot of questions, and she won't give him any answers. But they find out Ahsoka is a master now.
Yeah, she knows she's fucked up, and she's dodging the bullet. Should we say?
Yeah, she's very much.
Like to call it.
Yeah, she's tiptoeing around it, isn't she? But and then we see Shin and Balaam for the first time. It's slowly like revealing the characters one by one. And is it scavengers or mercenaries? I keep mixing the two.
Scavengers.
They are the mercenary.
Yeah.
But they're with the scavengers, and they spotted the convoy, for lack of a better word, the little turtle.
Yeah.
Lank's
and
favorite
I quote from my notes: Balin and sexy Shin arrive on screen. Yes.
Enter stage right.
Yeah.
And then we get another flash between scenes. We don't stay with like one scene for very much in this episode.
Yeah, it was very, very jumpy.
But we're back to the three mothers, and Thrawn's like, no, I asked for you that favour. Give us another one. Because that's all he's doing. I don't really see what they're getting out of this arrangement, because he's asked for about 50 things by now.
I thought this because
I feel like it's something to do with the cargo they're transporting.
Possibly.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. But it's like he almost controls them to a way. Like, oh, sit, like mothers, I need your magic now.
Yeah, like Oreo.
And then like Morgan obviously is like questioning his decisions, and he's just like, no, but shut up, I know what I'm doing.
I mean, he is the greatest admiral in the world. In the
yeah, but they're witches. They could just. Yeah. I'm assuming they could just tear him apart limb from limb.
It's just another theory of mine as well. With the cargo, they look big enough to be caskets. So because they're on the homeworld of the Night Sisters,
Night Sisters, yeah.
Night Sisters and Night Brothers. I feel like they're just
more of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that when it shows you later on.
Is that big enough to be like caskets?
Yeah, it shows you later on when it's spoilers. They're all lined up on the ship, and they're all like equal distance and stuff like that. So Sam says they look like coffin casket size. So very interesting.
So I never thought about that actually. That's a fun thing that you both mentioned. I don't know. It more Army of the Undead. It would be like bloody
Return of King.
Yeah, Return of the King.
Get good, nerd.
My bad. I was thinking the Mummy movies for some reason. That was the first one that popped into my head.
Six films, apart from number 3. Number 3 was arse, but first 2 was God tier. No, third one was that fucking one where James Bond's missus one in it. What's she called now?
We're getting a bit off track here, but apologies.
I know, but what's her name? It's gonna fucking kill me.
While you figure that out, I'll run through the rest.
Yeah, keep going.
So the three mothers, they do the whole little like triangular like coordination thing with the magic like Harry's chocolate oranges that they've all got.
Yeah, like those little stress balls you used to get. You know, those metal stress balls.
Yeah, they weren't metal.
Like no, they were metal ones, weren't they?
No, you get like rubbery ones. But anyway.
No, well, metal. Rachel Weisz.
There we go. He got there in the end.
I got there in a minute. I had to Google.
But yeah, they find her, and then Thrawn's like, blast her. So they blast her, and then at this point, Ahsoka is like contacting Sabine because they can't find a way through the debris field. And then, you know, just at the right opportune moment, she makes contact, and they're like connect through the Force because Sabine is now found the source.
She contacts her through the Force, but obviously my first question was, wait a minute, she can't use the Force. And then obviously they've contacted each other, and I'm like, oh, so that doesn't matter now.
Like an ET situation where it's like, I'm always there.
It's not. You know what it's like? It's like you get someone who's been abandoned on a planet, and then you find out that she's Force sensitive, and then she gets more powerful without any training. But apparently that's just a new technique that gets discovered of, like, you learn next to someone and absorb their energy and knowledge.
Then they help
I don't know where that's coming. Yeah, I don't know where that's coming from, but it sounds familiar.
Then they help out these innocent animals that are like native to the planet.
Yeah, and then one of them dies, and then one of them kisses, and then one of them dies again, and then
an old
like a granddad, a granddad gets blown up, and it's like
that was in a nutshell.
Celebrate, yeah, it's weird. I don't know where that's coming from. It seems familiar.
No, neither do I.
Anyway, they navigate the debris field after finding a thing, and they send the fighters to attack her again. And
yeah, that quite interesting. That obviously they knew her exact location, but by Thrawn's
system magic. Yeah,
Thrawn's tone was more like, oh, we flushed her out rather than killed her.
No, it's just a magic.
My take on it is he's flushed her out and he's playing it like a chess game where he's got all the pieces on the board.
And
he's like moving.
Magnus Carlsen.
Yeah, he's like moving the pieces where he wants, and then it's all going to plan until we'll get into it in a second.
Yeah, I thought exactly that. It is like a chess. He's trying to play it like.
He loses his bishop, for lack of a better word. But yeah, we flash back to Shin and Balin, and they're up on the hill looking down on the Sabine, Ezra, and the little people.
that look.
The
That
little
look.
people.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna miss that. Can you say that, Lou? Can you say that? Have you just offended lots of people?
Probably has.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle people. Anyway, they
Don't ever diss the turtles. Don't ever diss the turtles.
we get the first fractious engagement of their relationship, and they basically part ways and they have a little back and forth.
I thought that was weird. Well, I'm not weird. It's becoming more prevalent that Balin has really got ulterior motives.
Something's calling out to him.
Yeah, and he does not care about anything else. Basically, he tells Shin to go with the scavengers.
Yeah.
And basically go kill Ezra and Sabine. That's her sort of final test, and then he imparts a little bit of final wisdom on them. But it's like, oh yeah, you see that fully trained Jedi down there, and that almost like sort of little bit trained Jedi.
He's also a Mandalorian.
Yeah, you just go 2-1 them. You know, it's fine. Don't worry about that. And I was just like, is he just like sort of throwing her to the death so he has somewhat time to go search for whatever he's looking for? Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And I was like, that's a bit fucking sketch.
He's obsessed. He really is obsessed with that voice. We'll get into that later, what we think that voice is, because I've got mad theories on that.
Yeah, cause she really did look shocked that he just said, yeah, you go do you, boo.
Yeah.
And to be honest, when he said that, I was screaming at him as well. I was like, you are a dickhead.
I love you.
No, I say I do like Balin. I think he's an underrated character.
He tells her to go and kill
Why are you loving him for?
No, I do like him. I think he's an underrated character. I would like to see more of him.
Well, about that, I don't think that's humanly possible.
I don't think that's going to happen now.
Yeah.
But
well, you never know. Star Wars with a CG.
Oh, please God! Like, I can understand with legacy characters, but this one, it's like we haven't even built up anything yet. Just get rid of him at this point while you still can. As bad as that sounds.
The thing is, as the series has gone on more, the two characters I actually give a fuck about are Balin Skull and Shin Hati.
I've said this.
Don't care about anyone else.
It's called Ahsoka, but she's arguably one of the worst characters. Like, Shin Hati and Balin have stolen the show. I still think Thrawn's up there.
I think Ahsoka probably is like the worst character.
I did like her more in this episode though. She was more back to what she should have been like. But it's a bit too little, too late. But anyway,
she still had that fucking scowl on her face.
After that tangent, he departs, but he gives her one last lesson. And he basically says, "Impatience for victory will guarantee defeat." And then she kind of gives him this look like, "You serious? You just bailing on me right now?"
Yeah, that's yeah.
And then she rides off with the mercenaries to attack the convoy, and then we get this whole like I don't know chase scene where it's like a.
Do you want me to quote my notes?
Yeah, go on.
Please flaunt your notes.
Pew pew fight with filler things.
I said modern Western chase, but not modern, because that's what it was. It was like an old like stagecoach like stand up.
Yeah, it was arse. It was absolute arse.
And then I did like Sabine's comment though, where she went, "They're what is it? They're useless." And then what is it? Ezra goes, "They're peaceful people." She goes, "Yeah, they can be peaceful, but they don't have to be defenseless."
Yeah.
And then we see, oh, have we lost? We lost Lank. We lost me.
Technical difficulty.
I'm back.
Hello.
There's always got to be one technical difficulty at some point. It's fine. Technically,
is it raining?
Technically, though, if you're watching this on YouTube, it will be them who drop out, not me, because I maintain here as the offline person, so it's all good.
Ah, okay.
But like I was saying,
they're never gonna know.
They're never gonna know. How are they gonna know? They're gonna know.
How will they know?
Yeah. So we have Sabine. She does that little quip, and then we get a nice shot of her that proves she's been hitting legs in the gym. Very good shot, would recommend.
Absolutely.
And then, anyway, we continue this chase, and then they create like a perimeter because one of them gets shot down, and they like protect him, which is quite nice. It's like Geonosian arena type of situation where they create a perimeter around the survivors.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's a good quote.
Reference is always on point from here on
It's
out.
always, yeah, you've always got to have references to other fucking episodes.
Yeah, and then it jumps to Ahsoka, and she's with huyang in the starfighter, and she's like, "I'm gonna jump. I've had enough. Had enough." And then they have a little. This is where her attitude comes in, because she's making jokes about how like they've done it before and he got it wrong and it was his fault.
Yeah.
It's old Ahsoka. She snips, but
yeah,
she jumps out.
I did like that. I did like that.
Yeah, she jumps out of the starfighter, and lo and behold, who's waiting for her? Balin. She's kind of cut him off in his path.
Well, has she cut him off, or has he seen where she's going to land, or is that just, hey, look, Disney?
Or is it the will of the Force?
Oh, I like it. I like it.
And then they have a little back and forth of, didn't expect to see you here. And it's like, pointing Spider-Man. It's like, I didn't expect to see you here. Apologies for him. And then we get more flashbacks between the two fights. And basically, Ezra and Sabine are fighting by themselves against the mercenaries and putting up a pretty good fight. And then, is this the point where Sabine basically hands over the lightsaber and it's like, take this? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, she tries to, and then
he's like, nah.
Ezra turns on and I'm good. And then, like, to be honest, I don't like Ezra's character so far, but the upcoming scene,
live action Ezra.
Yeah, the upcoming scene was pretty fucking badass. I'll be honest. I was like, because to this point, after I'd seen him, I was like, I wonder if he's still got his like connection to the Force and blah blah blah. Has he been training while he's been exiled, or however you want to put it? And then, like, the upcoming like scene, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but yeah, he uses the lightsaber, but he like, to me it was like Aang from The Last Airbender. He like Avatar. He kind of just like jumps around, uses the Force like playfully while murdering people. It's very reminds me of Yoda a lot, where he's like, the Force is my ally, and he's like passively making them kill each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have the old fight. They kill all the scavengers pretty easily, and then we're left with
Shin.
Yeah, Shin rides in her knight armor. It's like the Black Knight. She
I just want to quote from my notes once again here. I'm rooting at this point for Balin and Shin, because the other three characters are just arse. I don't like Sabine. I think she's a shit live action character. I don't like fucking Ahsoka. It's not against the actor that plays her. I just think it's an absolute shit portrayal of her, and I'm just like, and then Ezra, him and his eyes can just like
look into your soul.
Just go. Whatever context they are, just go.
Did you not think it was cool though when Shin went to strike Ezra down with the lightsaber and he kind of just held it in place? It was very Darth Vader, where he just held it and you could see like the ignition from the Kyber crystal like flowing backwards. It was.
I thought you were on about referring to where they first like go at each other.
Yeah, where they fight.
Ezra ducks in time.
Yeah, he ducks in time, and she cuts his hair off, and there's like a little singe in his hair. But I'm on about where she goes to strike him, and he kind of like holds her lightsaber mid like swing, and he just suspends it in the air. But yeah, and then we get the whole 2 versus 1 of Ezra versus Sabine, and that sounds like a different type of video, the way I phrased it. The 2v1.
I'm down for it.
But then reinforcement shot that Thrawn has called up, and the two, like Stan said earlier, the 2 starfighters are used to transport the remaining squadrons over. And then want to go for this one?
I mean, Balin and Ahsoka are battling out, and then pretty much. Do you want to say Huyang saves her, or he causes a distraction, and then
Assassin's Creed like drops the small bomb?
Yeah, and then Ahsoka flees like a little bitch.
Yeah, but it's like a callback to episode 4 where Sabine did it, where she drops the small bomb and runs.
She did.
Oh no, it's not Shin who does it. My bad.
Yeah, no, but do we really need, with all the callbacks? Do we really need another one?
Star Wars.
Has anybody ever said?
Oh,
Let's just leave it
your
there"?
mic cut out there, man. Didn't hear what you said.
Okay, I says, has anyone ever just looked at it and gone, "Oh, shall we just leave this here now? I think we've got enough."
I don't know. It was, yeah. I think you can tell that Balin doesn't have time for the distraction though, because he doesn't pursue her. He just lets her go.
Yeah. I don't like the whole fact of Ahsoka running off from the fight. I get that. Obviously, she's trying to look for Sabine, but at this point, like, just let them fucking fight. Stop dodging the battle.
They're at a stalemate though. They're equally met.
Okay.
Their knowledge of their fight would not be dealt with by the knowledge of their lightsabers. The knowledge of the Force. Like a reverse Count Dooku Yoda situation.
Exactly.
Yes.
But anyway, Thrawn is like looking at his chess pieces on his board, and he's like, yeah, we've got Sabine and Ezra trapped. And then he's like, where the fuck where's Balin gone? Like he's gone a bit AWOL here.
Yeah.
And then
he pretty much sees that Shin's there by herself, and he's like, "Where's Lord Skull? Where's Lord Skull?
Where's Lord Balin?
Lord Balin.
We are missing a mercenary." And then it get another flashback to flash to a different thing, and it's Ezra and Sabine surrounded by Shin and the stormtroopers, and then they're like trying to like bargain the way out of it, like maybe we can go as prisoners. Let's just talk about it. And then Shin's not having any of it. She's like, just open fire. Like, just firing squad. And then, lo and behold, Ahsoka, last second, saves the day, runs in, deflects all the things.
Here she comes to save the day.
And, And then Thrawn's like, shit, nah. We're down a man, bail. And then, They're just running away.
Yeah, pretty much Thrawn says to... Thrawn calls off the stormtroopers it's sent to help Shin, and Morgan questions it, but then Thrawn turns around and says, at this point, I think he shows a handy-dandy percentage chart, which is like 86% 86% of all the cargo loaded onto the Star Destroyer. And pretty much, he's just playing chess. He's like trying to fucking keep them occupied for long enough to muster all his stuff and just like peace out.
This is when you see how brilliant Thrawn is, though. You just see
dude.
You just see him. The calculated. It's like it is a victory.
Cold
today.
And calculated.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is. It's quite literally like he's fucking already like.
Yeah, it's all part of the plan.
Reference.
Yeah, he's playing chess and they're playing checkers.
Yeah, it's already like 4 moves ahead or something like that.
Yeah, and then he's like, what's the line he says? He says that Ahsoka Tano has lost the one thing she could not afford to lose today.
Yes.
Time. And it's just that encapsulates Thrawn as a character so well. It's just
that one scene. Like, I don't like the live action Thrawn, but that one scene, like I fucking love that one scene. Just how he plays it out. It's that cool, calm, collected villain.
And he's playing the long game.
Yeah, he is. It's the best type of villain. If he were like going around smashing shit up, fucking no, just move the pawn to E2.
It's very similar to Rebels. Though. He like lets them get away, but in the end, it's like part of the plan. But
in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. So then we're left with Ahsoka, Sabine, and Ezra just staring down Shin, and then Ahsoka's like, "Surrender, and I can help you." And then
I thought she was. I legitimately at this point, spoilers, she doesn't. I thought she would. I thought they were going to be, because obviously Balin's abandoned her.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like, please do. And I actually wanted her to like.
To me, there's like a moment where she like contemplates it. You see on her face, she's like considering it, but then she kind of just runs off. To me, it reminds me of like a lost, scared child. She kind of runs off like she doesn't know what to do at this point.
Well, she is, isn't she? She's still a Padawan, an apprentice, however you want to put it. She hasn't really got an understanding of what, how can I put it? What an actual battle's like, life or death. I can't imagine she's faced many people more powerful than her.
And I think the credits should have rolled here, but it carries on for like another 5 minutes, and it's basically Ahsoka, Sabine, and Ezra have like a little reunion. They're all happy. They're like, "Oh, you're alive. Thought you were dead." Then like straight back at you. Then Huyang lands, and he's like, somehow the fighters have like disappeared that were chasing him. I don't know if they got called back. It's not really referenced at all. And then it's all like a happy reunion, and it's like reunion. It's a happy reunion, and then And then,
it's a happy reunion where none of the viewers are happy and everyone's annoyed.
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
Just sad.
I didn't hate it, but then the end credits roll, and then that's the end of episode 7. And it's like, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here?
My summary of episode, and I quote from my notes, flickery and arse.
I don't know.
It wasn't that bad.
It was action.
It wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst episode.
I think it's
there was too much stop for me. There was too much stop start. Hey, look, lightsaber fight. Oh no, wait, look, another one. Oh no, let's stop that one to go to this one. And I'm just like,
it felt like
please, can we commit?
To me, it felt like they hadn't left themselves enough time, and they're just trying to get everything set up for the last episode, so they had to quickly rush everything.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's along the same lines. That's what
At the previous things, we had like 2, 3, 4 scenes max that we focused on. This one, it was about 7, 8, 9 going on. You know, different.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it was too much at once. It was just like why? It was scattered.
It was scattered and
why?
Yeah, it was too disjointed. I'd say is the word, but once it was awful. It definitely wasn't the worst episode so far. It wasn't the best by a long shot.
No, for me there were a few. There were good scenes. There were obviously the Shin questioning Balin after he sends her off. There was the Thrawn, cool, calm, collected scene. Shin questioning whether to defect, if you want to say turn, another word like that. But yeah, sort of everything in between were just arse. I think everything that's surrounding Ezra, apart from that one fight scene, that was another great scene. About everything surrounding Ezra so far, apart from that fight scene, has just been bleh. It's just like for the character as good as he is, it's just been like it's just been like vanilla, like overly vanilla. I'm just like, this is just boring.
You got any thoughts, Sam, on the episode? Or?
Like there was some terrible moments in that episode, but like I said earlier, it wasn't a bad episode. It wasn't the worst in the series.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was filler, but it definitely was like lacking of anything significant.
Yeah.
It's adding to the plot of Ahsoka.
Again, worst character.
Do we know how long the last episode is?
It's 49 minutes. That's actual minutes though. If you take out the ending credits and opening credits,
so about
49 minutes of actual.
So about
show. About 50.
45 minutes.
No, it's about 55.
So it's 49 minutes excluding the
intro and outro.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Okay.
49 minutes of like full actual.
Oh, there we go. It's raining.
Thing is that it's not lagging for me. It's just lagging for you guys.
It's gonna have some editing to do here. Anytime it rains, if you get a reference, you get a reference.
Yeah,
There's only 2 of us here.
That was our rundown of episode 7, and we'll just quickly run through the best part of the show, in my opinion. Well, podcast, whatever you want to call it. Speculation, and this will be the final speculation for episode 8, and possibly season 2, if we get one.
I'm excited to actually hear what these takes you were on about earlier.
So, the voice calling out to Balin is the first one. Who is calling out to him? And there's a few theories I've seen. One of them is Snoke. Another one is it's Mother Talzin. Another one is it's just the mothers and they're creating like a distraction. And the most interesting one is Abeloth. And I think that as a concept would be so interesting. And I know Sam will have some theories on that.
You're gonna have to layman terms that for me because they mean nothing.
Which ones? Mother Talzin and Abeloth?
Yes.
I'll do Mother Talzin, Sam can do Abeloth. Basically, in the Clone Wars, Mother Talzin is like the leader of the Night Sisters, and she's like the head thing. And it's said that she was as powerful as Sidious, and the one fought. She doesn't use the Force, she uses Night Sister magic, but She's the one entity that Palpatine actually feared.
Weird. Okay, interesting. What happened to her?
She gets murdered
is
by
that-
Grievous in the droid army when they basically commit genocide on.
Okay, interesting.
They basically storm the planet and just burn it. Just with the whole genocide that they talk about comes from. Sam, do you want to run through what Abeloth is?
Abeloth is basically. You haven't seen the Clone Wars, have you?
No.
The Mortis
So basically, in the Clone Wars, there is these three. Let's call them beings. The
Mortis
father,
God.
Oh
the
I know.
father,
I
the
know
son,
what
and
you
the
mean
daughter.
now. Yeah. Okay. Is that what? Is that their sort of race? that they're
Abeloth
calling?
was said to be the mother of these.
Oh, okay. Okay. So like the higher of. Yeah.
She was a mortal, just normal person, but she was jealous because she wanted to be immortal. So basically, what she ended up doing was bathing in the
fountain of
the
dark
fountain of
side,
knowledge.
the fountain of knowledge, and also that she drank from like the dark side well that the son and the daughter have, just their
drank from it as well.
representations. Yeah.
Okay.
And what that basically resulted in was her turning into this demonic being.
Yeah, and she's basically she's the goddess of chaos, isn't it? Is that her name or something?
Yeah, it's the most powerful being in the Star Wars universe. This isn't canon. This is Legends.
Right. Okay. Okay. Interesting.
But so is Thrawn. So, but she's basically this chaotic thing, and she's neither dark side nor light side. She's just chaos in between. And yeah.
I mean, if we're going, it's Snoke. It's not Snoke. It's Palpatine in it. So we're gonna just cut out the middleman there. I think all those are too exciting for Disney.
There's also the BenQ, that's a possibility. Basically, in the Rebels TV show, so it would be relevant, they have this being that is neither light side nor dark side. He's called the BenQ, and he exists. And he fights Thrawn, so it could be that. But it'll be interesting to see what is calling out to Balin. And then the other thing that I wanted to go into is speculation of what they're going to do with the finale. And my thing is, I think they might let Thrawn escape and then basically have all the good guys trapped, and that's when season 2 comes around and they basically have Shin team up with them, and then Thrawn comes back and like starts wreaking havoc, and then like they've got to get back using the Purgle.
Yeah, but how are we gonna find the Purgles? Because the Purgles have jumped already.
Well, Ezra,
so we're gonna have to.
Ezra can communicate with the Purgle. He was the one who made a connection with them.
No, I'm already out on that theory because the whole fucking.
Well, how do you see it? How do you see episode 8 finishing then?
Disappointingly.
No theories. You just don't know what's gonna happen.
My theory is they're going to. Good guys stop bad guys. Good guys escape. Hurrah! Yeah.
What about you, Sam?
As long my only thing. Sorry to cut you off. My only thing with episode 8. One, I hope Shin doesn't die, for obvious reasons, because I am going to marry her one day.
I think she's going to go to the light side. I think she is.
Sure. I'm out. I'm out on that. I'm like torn. There's obviously been looks and questionable decisions and stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, I would like to see it, but at the same time, I don't know.
Lank likes her as a dark figure.
Yeah, mate. As long as she's around, I'm happy. But my only other thing is how they're gonna handle the whole last episode for Balin.
Mm-hmm.
How we're gonna handle his
demise.
I won't say demise, but his leave
To be
when
fair,
he
they
takes
don't
his
kill him
leave.
off in this last. They don't kill him in this last episode. God knows what's gonna happen to him.
Ryzen...
Well, that's what I mean. Is I wonder if they've altered anything from original, or if this is all original and it was just he was originally gonna die.
There's three options with that. You either kill him off screen, which nobody wants.
Yeah.
You reuse some footage in next season, season, because there's going to be a season 2, or you kind of just like write him out in terms of he gets trapped there or something. Like
yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe, or one of them like stupid theories is maybe the voice or whatever he's searching for is his sort of like rest place. You know, like Yoda and Dagobah sort of to an extent. Just like that's his final place.
when he curls up with Qui-Gon's blanket, his robe.
Yeah. You know, something along those lines. I think that'd be
It might
not
be
a terrible
might be
ending.
Hayden calling out him. I'd go if Hayden Christensen's calling out.
I'd go with Shin, we're calling.
Go on,
Anyway,
go on, Sam. I want to hear your
yeah, go on,
theories.
Sam.
What? What do you want?
I want to hear your theory on what's going to happen in the last episode, and then we'll wrap it up there.
Obviously, judging what was based on last episode with Thrawn saying, we've wasted what was most valuable to Ahsoka, which is time. They're obviously going to escape to the known galaxy that Star Wars was based in, and leave their galaxy behind, and they're just going to be left to try and escape what Thrawn couldn't without the help of Morgan Elsbeth.
Yeah,
I feel
Do you,
about that.
you think we're going to get a cameo from the Mandalorian? Because we've already got
Oh,
a reference.
God.
You gotta have one.
If it happens, I will shoot every last one of Dave Filoni's head.
What about a cameo from Moff Gideon?
I
Well,
want Captain Pelion.
Captain Pelion would be a good one.
We've had the call back to him, which I think is enough. I don't think we need anything other than that.
Captain Pelion would be an interesting one, because obviously we saw him at the end of Mandalorian, and he's in the original Timothy Zahn novels. So it's like, it'd be interesting. I don't know where it's gonna go, which I think is exciting but scary. It's like episode 7 all over again. It's like,
yeah, I think it's like both of what you and Sam have just said. Like Thrawn and Thrawn and do you reckon the sisters are gonna go with Thrawn or the mothers? Sorry,
I could see
whatever,
Thrawn double crossing them personally.
Yeah, because it, like that's what I think. Thrawn will escape, and then like you said, the good guys are left there. But then for me, it's just like, oh yeah, Ezra's got a connection to the Purgles. Oh look, the Purgles are bailing us out for the second time.
But then it's a callback to what you said earlier, both of you, of what's the cargo.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know.
I think obviously he's gonna return to the known universe. He's gonna wreak havoc, and like you said, the good guys have got to be figure it out.
It's Disney,
but still,
no, like Ahsoka kills Thrawn. It's the end, because you got to think none of them are in the new trilogy. So as bad as it is, so they've all got to die or be explained away somehow. Could we see the end of Thrawn? It'd be a shame to bring him back and kill him off.
Yeah, let's have him back for what, 3 episodes, 2 episodes?
Yeah, he doesn't do anything except for right. Let's delay.
Yeah, I don't know.
The last
Disney
question,
do Disney.
The last question I'll ask before we call it is: do you think we'll see Zeb and get the whole crew back, or Kanan as the Force Ghost? I'd like to see Kanan, but I don't think it's
I'd like to see him, but no, he hasn't. No. I don't think he learned that in training to become, one with the Force.
I thought he did communicate though with Ezra. Am I misremembering? I don't know. But yeah, that was our breakdown on episode 7 and our speculation for the finale. We will be doing a recap on the finale, and I can only imagine it will be heated at worst, should I say. Like, it will be interesting. I can imagine there'll be some people, not naming names, but like will be unhappy with the ending no matter what.
Unless it is 49 minutes of Shin Hati staring, and Hayden, yes,
just have them two, just for 49
staring,
minutes.
They're both staring into the distance. Smouldering.
Just
That's a good
staring at
word.
you.
Yeah,
They're both smouldering.
just
And then,
just
it's
49
good.
minutes of them two, and then you could have Thrawn like doing the narration, and we're all just like, yeah,
Yeah. Thrawn sat there playing
Hootie
fucking
la.
chess for Andrew Tate.
yeah. And on that bombshell, I'm gonna end it right there before we get cancelled. Thank you. If you did enjoy, please like, subscribe. Like I said, we will be back next week. We'll try to get it out as close to the finale as possible because we want them views.
Busy times, busy times. Life's busy at the
Busy,
moment
busy.
for all of us.
Yeah, Lank's joined from the gulag, as you can tell by his mic. But yeah, any final words or just goodbye?
No.
No.
Peace out.
See you in a bit.
May the
Adios.
force be with
Next
you.
week.
May the force be with you and
Have
Shinhati.
fun.
Adios.
And Shinhai. May Shinhai be with me.